task number 14 in the PTE Academic. This is the last task inside the reading module. This is the reading multiple choice single answer. This task right here didn't really change much. What PTE did was upped it one question. As far as points distribution, the name, none of that's changed. They upped it one question. Now this right here has always been one of the least important questions. Straight garbage, rubbish, basura, lasap, lesa. Those are all the different ways I know how to say garbage, or most of it was different languages, right? That hasn't changed. So our approach to this will still be the same as before. And of course, I'm talking about time management. And I'll talk more about that when we get towards the end. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to give you an overview. I'll give you an overview to what the reading multiple choice single answer task is. I'll show you how we can get points. Very binary. And then obviously I'll talk about time management. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Here is the rundown for the multiple choice single answer. You'll be given 2 to 3 of these questions. Each question will have one correct answer. Each correct answer is worth 1 point for the reading. There are no negative markings here. That means there's no harm in guessing. There's no harm in guessing, because if you guess right, you get a point. If you guess wrong, nothing will happen. You get a 0, and you don't spend any time here. Now that's your choice if you want to do that or not. I'll talk more about it when we get to the time management. But as far as what I do for this exam, it's been years. I don't know how many years, at least 5 or 6 years. I have not answered this question with intentions of answering it correctly. I have guessed all these years. But for now, let me just show you what this task looks like. This is a screenshot from the official PTE mock exam. This is the closest we're going to get to seeing what the task looks like on the real exam. As you can see, you're going to get an article, a passage to read. And then on the right side, you're going to have your options. Only one answer is correct. And again, if you want, you can just briefly scan the end of the instructions and you're going to see only one. That means only one answer is correct, right? Now, manage your time. So always pay attention to the time above. I personally don't spend any time here, but if you do, you must watch the clock. And as soon as you're done, you think your answer is correct, hit the next button. You've already heard me say this a few times. I usually guess on this task. Now, what's the reason? Obviously, it's for time management. I'm going to talk about that shortly. But first, let me show you how to get points. So we'll look at the score guide. Last task, as you can see, multiple choice, single answer. We can get 2 to 3 of these questions. Same thing, you get 1 point for each correct answer. I don't know why they wrote completed blank. So as you can see, the person that made the score guide was just being lazy. They copy and pasted it. It's not a completed blank. This is not a blank question. It's correct answer. You get 1 point for each correct answer. And there's only one correct answer for each question. Now, with all jokes aside, I believe, in my personal opinion, this is the best place you can put this question at the very end, because it helps us manage the time so well. Let me just ask you. You get 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer this question, right? If we evenly distribute the time, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer this question. Let's say you use all of that time. What is the maximum number of points you can get for this one question? 1 point. So if you compare it, in the reading fill in the blanks drop down, or even the drag and drop, if you spend 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer those questions and you answer them all correctly, what is the maximum number of points you can get? A lot more. 4, 5, 6, right? So if you compare it, should you use that time here and get 1 point, or should you use that time somewhere else and get even more points? The obvious answer is use it somewhere else, right? So that means we're going to treat this task like it's our credit card. We're going to borrow the time from this task. If we need it, we're going to borrow it somewhere else. And the only difference is we're not paying it back. We're not going to even care if we pay this time back. Pay back your credit cards. You don't need to pay back the time, because if we run out of time here, oh well, we don't get that one possible point. And that's the reason why I just guess here. I don't even try to answer the question. I don't even read the answer that I pick. And that's what I do with multiple choice. I save the time here so I can use it somewhere else. And when I take the exam, I never answer these. The reason is because I want to check the maximum number of points we can get without these questions. So I simply guess, and of course I will guess wrong most of the time. All right. And again, when we get to the questions that require more time, I'll talk more about time management. Hopefully you have a clear understanding of what we want to do with these tasks now. So now, let's go to the next task.